Good morning. Hey, everybody. All right. I want to discuss with you how to get yourself moving. Okay. We need clients. Without clients, we have no business. So, what I want to discuss is what is going to motivate you to gain those clients. We know that if we are working towards a favorable outcome, it's going to produce the energy we need to accomplish that outcome. So our favorable outcome that we want is several bookkeeping clients, okay? I want you to know that when I started, I had to come up with a monetary goal for myself. That is what motivated me to begin to build my business. I started with 0 clients, just like a lot of you are maybe at 0 now. And you started, if you have a couple of clients, you started at 0 too. We all started with no clients. And what happens is when we decide on a monetary goal of what we want flowing through our business within 30 or 60 days, whatever time frame it is, it gets us going. Our brain begins to operate in the sense of making that goal happen. When we make it real, when we make it attainable. So when I started, I had $1,000 monetary goal as my goal. And back then I was just beginning to enroll my children, my oldest child, into a private school. And so I needed that $1,000 a month so that it didn't have to come from my husband's income and make things tight for us. I wanted that extra $1,000 a month to help cover school expenses so that our family would be able to easily afford private school tuition. That was my motivation behind it. So for you, the motivation may be, you may need $2,000. You may need $5,000. You may need $8,000 to be able to walk away from your 9 to 5. I challenge you that if it's a higher dollar amount, to split it in half, try to attain that amount first, and then all you have to do is double it. So don't make your goal too high if you're just starting out. Make it where you can attain it. You can attain that goal rather quickly because we want a quick win. Listen, there are so many different, I don't want to say things, different portals in the world pulling you in different directions. Some of us spend time on social media. Some of us watch Netflix videos. Some of us are reading articles. There's so many things in the world telling us what we need to be doing. But when you decide that this is what I'm going to do, I'm not going to let the outside world tell me what I need to be doing, but I'm going to build this business. There's a fire that gets in under you that helps you build momentum. Deciding on how much income you want to come into your business is going to build fire for you. Right now, we need that first client. There are so many things that we are being told that you need to be doing, okay? That could be, oh, well, you need to be building your website. You need to have it done. You need to, make sure you get your QuickBooks certification done before you can gain that first client. That is where we can get stuck. And I'm here to show you and tell you, you don't want to get stuck there. The main thing that I want you to focus on this week is getting that first client, gaining that client. Once we gain a client and serve that client really well, then we can get a testimony from that client, and things will begin to not add and won't double. You'll begin to multiply. You'll see multiplication in clients coming to you. Set your goal. So what I want you to do is, if you're watching the replay, just post what your financial goal is. Let me know what that is and write it down. Think about what it's going to feel like when you have that dollar amount flowing through your business. Are you going to feel relief? Are you going to feel some authority that now I can make some decisions. I can go purchase that new car that I want to purchase. What are the feelings it's going to bring into your life whenever you reach that income goal? Just take a minute and just think about it. Journal it, write it down on a piece of paper, type it somewhere. Writing, the brain, we are known by all the studies they do that us writing with a pen and paper just does something in our brains as far as making it real in our brains when we write with the pen. So write down, what is your monetary goal? Gaining that first client's what it's about. Getting the first client. Then the money's going to come. The multiplication is going to happen once we get that first client. Because that first client, when you sign that first client, they're going to be monthly recurring bookkeeping clients. So if you sign them at a $500 package or a $1,000 package, that's going to be 12 payments of $500 or $1,000 for that whole year. So it's going to multiply. Okay. And you need to serve that client really well. There are two things that you need to be able to serve the client. And those two things are an engagement letter, which I gift to you. I have it here. The engagement letter is your roadmap to tell your client what you'll do and what you won't do. And then it also just helps you know what price you're going to charge, how long that price is going to be good for. If you need to adjust it after 60 days, you can. I always like to encourage you that the price is never permanent. You can always adjust that. And the second thing you need is software to be able to reconcile the client's books. I recommend QuickBooks because that is 95% of the share out there of the market has QuickBooks for their software. It's just, if you can learn software, then you can get a client. You can serve a client if you have the software, and it's free. You can sign up for it for free for yourself. Your client will have to pay for their books, but you can sign up for QuickBooks Online Accountant. That's exactly what you put in Google, QuickBooks Online Accountant, and you sign up for free. And then you can pull sample companies into the software and begin playing around with it. But don't get stuck with it. I have to be certified first to serve a client, because you do not. You do not have to be certified first. Okay. Gain a client. Now, I want you to think about what my students have done and what I have done prior to having what you see I have now, a successful bookkeeping business. There are things I did before this point. Of course there are. One of the most powerful things that we can do when building our businesses is finding someone who has what we want and seeing what they did to get there. Having them, their life that they have, their business that they have, having that sit in front of us and know that's one of our goals, is to have what they have. It's very powerful to do that. So I challenge you to take some time to think about what you want. Think about who you know has what you want. It could be some of us here in this group. It could be me. Find someone that you look up to and you know that what they have is what you're going after. And that'll fuel you as well. Like I said a minute ago, I started with 0 clients. I had 0 clients. And I didn't think my first client would even say yes, but they did say yes. And now I'm fully booked. One thing that you don't see here with what I portray to you through all of my trainings and all of my platforms is that I don't always feel confident. There are days I walk into my office to do bookkeeping, and there are new things that I've never seen before that I don't know how to handle. And I have to do my due diligence, and I have to research and figure those things out. I was having a conversation with one of the local CPAs here last week, and he told me, he said, every year, every tax season, I always have something I come across I've never seen before. And he's been doing it for over 50 years. And I said, that is so encouraging to hear you say that a man who is 70 years old, who's been doing this for 50 years, still sees things that he's never seen, with all the tax returns and businesses that have moved over his desk, crossed over his desk. He's never seen some scenarios. So it's encouraging to me to know that. And I'll tell you what I have done to overcome the discouraged days that I may have. A tool that I'm using is It's deciding in advance, the day before, what I'm going to accomplish today. What that does is it helps me keep my word to myself. It helps me follow through, and it helps me have a game plan. And I try not to make those things that I have to do more than three items that I have to get done. And that helps me stay on track, because our emotions aren't always going to be in line with what we have before us to do. And so deciding in advance that even though I may not have the confidence to finish this tax return or to do this bookkeeping client's month end right now, there's something in there that I don't understand. You're going to move towards it. You're going to work around it and through it. Do your due diligence, and you're going to find the answer. You're going to come here to ask the answer. You're going to get on the IRS website to find the answer. You're going to find the answer. Deciding in advance is what you see me doing now to have the fully booked bookkeeping business that I have and that I'm operating in. One thing also that I wanted to pull out to you was to show you this morning is that what you don't see is that I took a leap of faith to gain that first client. I was actually working a part-time desk job whenever I had my pivot of building a bookkeeping business. That pivot was, I realized sitting behind that desk as I answered the phone for about the fifth time that day, because I was office manager / payroll bookkeeping stuff, that I did not enjoy answering the phone and talking to the clients and figuring out why their heating and air was not coming on. That's not what I enjoyed. I enjoyed calculating the payroll, making a spreadsheet for what bills that the owner had to pay for that week and what cash he had in the bank. Did he have enough cash to make payments? I enjoyed all the budgeting stuff. And a light bulb went off for me. And I realized, what if I just did the financial aspect of these things, say for his company, and then I did it for 10 other companies too. And that's all I did was the financial stuff. I have background in accounting. I have background in bookkeeping. I can do this. I can make some money at this. I can build a business at this. And that's what I've done. And that's what I teach you to do. So I was able to cast the vision to that business owner before I did my ask. What I did was I went to him after thinking through that business model for a few days and said, this is my vision. I want to serve 10 different businesses in the bookkeeping aspect of payroll, paying bills, receivables, whatever you need from me. Would you like to be one of my clients? Because I'm no longer going to be here for 20 hours a week helping you with answering the phone. If you want to hire someone else to come in to do that, that's fine. If you need them to come in and do all these financial things too, that's fine. But I would love to have you as one of my 10. And he said yes. He had an entrepreneur spirit. He had seen what I had been able to do for him over those past 3 months. And he believed in me. And he's still a client of mine today. And it's a joy to serve him. And it's a joy to work alongside of him because we both have the entrepreneur spirit. And he's a huge encouragement in my life, actually. He knows what I'm doing. He knows about all of y'all. He knows about my online presence that I'm doing now with coaching and mentoring and teaching women how to build businesses. And he is one of my number one fans. He has encouraged me. I tell you that so that you know that the clients you're going to serve in a bookkeeping capacity, they're more than just clients. They become friends. They become influences in your life. And it's a blessing to be able to serve these businesses. It's an honor to me to be able to do it and to teach you and show you how to do it. So that's what you don't see. You didn't see that. So I wanted to share that story with you so that you would know part of my story, that I had to take a leap of faith to ask for my first client, first paying client. I had a volunteer one that I was doing. I turned into a paying client too, but he was my first paying client. And so I encourage you to just dream today about what your monetary goal is to be, what you want it to be, and how you're going to get there. and what it's going to feel like when you are there. Think about it as though it's already done. And there's two things you need to gain a client. Your engagement letter, I give it to you here, and QuickBooks Online Accountant. And all you have to do is Google QuickBooks Online Accountant, and you can sign up for free in it and then begin playing around with sample companies. And you can go through the testing for the QuickBooks certification, but don't get bogged down in that. You don't have to have that to get your first client. I want us getting our first client. So to get your first clients, I want to talk to you for just a minute about what options you have. There are many options for you as a bookkeeper, how you can serve clients, in what capacity. I actually have seven streams of income that you can serve companies in as a bookkeeper. 7 different options. And one of those options is month-end reconciliation. That is what I like to say is the heart of bookkeeping. The simple way to think about that is, all of us know what a bank statement looks like. When you have a bank statement, you have a beginning balance and you have an ending balance, and there's transactions that happen in between those two numbers. As a bookkeeper, you pull those transactions into QuickBooks Online or software, some type of accounting software, and you code those transactions to the appropriate expense or income places. And then you reconcile the month-end bank statement for that client. That is month-end reconciliation. It can be done after the fact. It can be done in real time. That's month-end reconciliation. That's one way that we can serve bookkeeping clients. Another way is we can add payroll in. You don't have to have payroll when you first begin. You don't ever have to offer payroll if you don't want to, because there's lots of options out there for our clients to go elsewhere for payroll, but let you do the month-end bookkeeping. Payroll is another option, an additional add-on service. Sales tax. Sales tax is one that I kind of fell into. I didn't know how to do it when I started. I had to research. I had to figure it out. Still have questions sometimes about it. Sales tax is also a way you can add a revenue stream to your bookkeeping business. Another way is accounts receivables or accounts payables, which is money coming in and money going out. You can pay bills for clients because there's all kinds of online options to do that. You can send invoicing out for their customers so they receive money into their businesses. Lots of ways to do that electronically. And honestly, I encourage doing all the electronic payments the best that you can, because I have had so many horrible scenarios over the past month and a half with the mail service. So receiving physical checks for some of my clients and things I've experienced, opening my PO box and seeing live checks in it for another company that's down the road. It's been crazy. So I encourage the online payments for bills and things if you can. That's a way that we can have another stream of income in our bookkeeping business. A fifth way is budgets, creating budgets for companies. If a company doesn't have a plan in front of them, then they're just kind of flopping like a fish out of water. They don't know what they're aiming for. And so as a bookkeeper, that is a way you can bring huge value to a company by offering a budget to them. Okay, what are we going to budget for your income for this year? Just having that 10-minute conversation with them. All right, your income's going to be here. So how much is it going to cost to operate to make that much income? And so what's going to be left for you with the profit? What's your profit going to be? Talking that through. Going into QuickBooks and creating that budget in there. It's in there. And it's not that difficult to do. Budgets. Nonprofit industries really need budgets. They operate off budgets because they have committees, they have a board. Most of the time they have to present where they are with their budget for the church or nonprofit or whatever it is. Budgets. That is the fifth way. The sixth way are tax returns. Tax returns are like a huge market. All of us know the main ones on the street where you can go and have your tax returns done. Taxes for a small local bookkeeper is a huge way to bring extra revenue in and bring in clients that need your bookkeeping services. It's a huge place that you can make money in your bookkeeping business if you decide to do that. Now, it takes a lot of research. You have to stay on top of the tax laws every year, which we need to anyway, do our due diligence as a bookkeeper, knowing when things change with tax write-offs and deductions. But taxes, you can do taxes too. And then the seventh way that I like to encourage all of my students in my community to make money as a bookkeeper is through trainings. And trainings are valuable. It's like an add-on that you can do. Zoom, what I'm using now to record this video, is free. And you can go in and record up to, I think it's a 45-minute video for the free version. You can share your screen. You can show the office manager in your client's office where, the one who answers the phone, maybe she's going to do the billing for him as far as receiving money from the clients who owe him money. And you can do a 40-minute QuickBooks session showing her where you go to create the invoice, how you create the invoice. This is what you do. Charge the client $250 for this training for her. She will have it to refer back to, so she's not calling you with questions. And you've sold a training video. It's very simple to do. The technology is not difficult. If I can do it, it's not difficult. So I encourage you all to think on these ways that you can serve businesses as a bookkeeper. There's 7 different ways, options that we have. Don't ever sit in the thinking that you're stuck. I don't want you to sit there. I know we all have thoughts that way. So you're going to have thoughts, but just don't stay there. I want you to move past that. So I encourage you today to decide for tomorrow, what are the 3 things you're going to do that's going to move your business forward? Who are you going to tell that you're in business, that you have a bookkeeping business? Who are you going to physically open your mouth and let them know, I'm a bookkeeper? Tomorrow, make that one of your 3. What are the other 2 things that you're going to do to move your business forward? Are you going to go grab the QuickBooks online accountant for free, set your profile up and be able to get in there and start operating in that? What are your 3? Decide in advance, decide today what you're going to do tomorrow. And focus on serving that first client. And this is for those of you who already have clients. Serve your current clients really well. Serve them well so that you can gain testimonies from them, so that you can gain word of mouth referrals from them. Most of my students, their main source of clients come from word of mouth, from their current clients that are happy. So if you have clients, serve them well. Communicate with them. Send them a weekly email that you've got their books reconciled. Just something. Bring yourself to the forward public stance with them so that they remember quite often, oh yeah, she's really helping me. She's doing my bookkeeping. Like, it's not just, something that is being done that has no value to it. Bring yourself forward to the minds of your current clients and let them know that you're here and that you enjoy serving them. It'll go a long way, especially in today's world. People just want human interaction. They want communication. I know that's what we all strive for. So just push through that in your bookkeeping business. Get that first client, serve the client well, serve the clients well that you already have, and you're going to begin to see the multiplication of gaining clients inside of your bookkeeping business. This has been fun. 7 streams of income for your bookkeeping business. We have options. Make sure you're focusing on it and getting it done and finding clients and serving clients and meeting your monetary goal. I will see you again soon.